I think it was about 2 years ago when Jack Mason, Texas-based watch brand, came out with their collaboration with Dr. Pepper. It was the first official nickname slash actual name for a GMT. All these GMTs get nicknames like the Pepsi and the Coke. But finally, this was an official collaboration, so this was officially the Dr. Pepper. Now, fast forward a few years, and here we are. There have been other official collaborations with sodas like the Pepsi, which was just released not that long ago with Seiko. Not to be outdone, and not that we're keeping score here, Jack Mason are back with two new collaborations. One is a new version of the Dr. Pepper. This one gets some pretty special colors. And then there is an all new collaboration with A&W Root Beer. It gives you an idea what that one's going to look like. I have both hands on to show you guys. So let's flip the camera and take a look at a collaboration between two soda companies and Jack Mason. Well, here they are. This is the Dr. Pepper with real sugar. That's the actual version. This is because those are the colors for the real sugar version of Dr. Pepper. And then this is the A&W Root Beer, and this is probably my favorite out of the two. In fact, I would say this is probably my favorite out of all of the collaborations that they have done with sodas, because this dial is beautiful. This is really cool as well. If you like that green, now if you don't like that green, you're definitely not going to like this watch. It's a little bit weird as well. So they've done a little bit less green than the rest of that reddish brown that is the Dr. Pepper color. So really cool, but very different. And I believe these bezels are lumed. Usually with Jack Mason, they have lumed the bezels. We will do a lume shot towards the end. I am not 100% sure on that, but they are bi-directional and they are sapphire. So you have sapphire bezel inserts. This one is orange and brown, and then you have a sunburst dial on here that is brown, and when you get it out in the sun, it really comes to life. It is a beautiful dial, and on the dial it says the root beer, because this is the first time a root beer is actually a root beer. So the nickname the root beer or root beer watch is just a nickname. This is actually the root beer because it is in collaboration with an actual root beer. So pretty cool. So it says it right on the dial, and I think it says since 1919 on the dial as well, because that's when A&W was founded. GMT above all of that, because this is a GMT. That is their claim to fame. They were the first to use the 9075 in a watch. They regulate the 9075. They put a custom rotor. You get to see it from the back usually, except on the A&W, which they have decided to put a closed case back, but you are getting a special edition case back because of that. So really cool that they did that, and these are very limited. I believe that the A&W is only 200 pieces and the Dr. Pepper is 230 pieces. So these are very, very limited, and they are not much more expensive than the current model. The dials are straightforward. So you get their applied logo at the 12 o'clock position, or right below the 12 o'clock position. You have applied indices. Those are very liberally applied with lume. Usually with Jack Mason, they pay attention to the details, so lots of lume on this dial, the hands, the indices, all of the hands, so that GMT hand and that second hand, all of them get lume. You have a date down at the 6 o'clock position, taking the place of their 6 o'clock index. The Dr. Pepper says one of a kind, limited edition down at the 6 o'clock position, and then you have a yellow GMT hand again that is filled with lume as well. You have a black sunburst dial on this version, and there have been a few different versions. There was a white dial version. I have the original version on my wrist, so I'll show you that in just a few minutes during the wristwatch check. But of course, both of these watches come with a beautiful bracelet. I believe they also come with a strap. I'm not 100% sure about that. If I am wrong, I will put something down in the description, but I believe that they do. Usually they do. And this bracelet is a multi-link bracelet. By the way, the bracelet and the case do get an extra hard coating, so it is extra scratch resistant. It is in steel, stainless steel, so you get that extra hard coating, just in case, which is awesome. It is a clear coating. You have a very boxed, domed Very vintage looking sapphire crystal on this watch. And of course, this is somewhat of a 70s inspired GMT. You have a very thin clasp on here. The bracelet is beautiful with screwed links, solid end links, quick release, all of that good stuff. You have a beautiful buckle on here, or clasp, whatever you want to call it. And it is on the fly micro adjust. So you just pull out, it snaps out, really nice and smooth. Snaps back in. The A&W also gets a yellow GMT hand. There's some yellow accents on the dial. I love the brown dial. I love the bezel colors that they've used for this. I think it looks great. And A&W root beer is delicious. So I also like Dr. Pepper. I mean, I'm not discriminating here. So I like both. And I already have a Dr. Pepper. So I think I want the A&W because, I don't know, it just looks good. I think this is a great looking watch. These watches measure in at around 41 millimeters. It's actually under 41 millimeters. If you're measuring at the bezel or the case, it comes in at around 40.7 or 40.8, depending on how you measure it. 12.7 millimeters thick. That's including the box sapphire crystal. You have a large crown at around 6.7 millimeters. And then a lug-to-lug of around 47 millimeters. On my wrist today, I have the original, the OG Dr. Pepper, and this is on the strap. I gotta say, this is a really good looking watch as well. The first collaboration that was done with a soda brand. Obviously, a lot of soda brand nicknames, but they were the first to actually do it. So this is the Dr. Pepper, and it is the original of the collaboration. So it's the original Dr. Pepper. And there is the Dr. Pepper Real Sugar on my 7.5 inch wrist. And you can see it wears very similar to the way that it does on a strap, because this is exactly the same measurements as that original Dr. Pepper. So it will wear exactly the same. The bracelets on these watches are superb. They're really nicely made. On the fly micro adjust works really well. The case finishing is beautiful as well. You have brushing on the top, polishing on the sides of the watch. It's very organic and smooth. In hand, these feel a lot more expensive than they actually are, and they look a lot more expensive than they actually are. Again, I have a 7.5 inch wrist. These are around 40.8 millimeters, and they're around 12.8, 12.9 millimeters thick, and you have around a 47, just over a 47 millimeter lug to lug. You do get female end links, so it wears like that on a bracelet or a strap. And this is the A&W root beer version on my 7.5 inch wrist. Definitely my favorite. It could be even better than that original Dr. Pepper, in my opinion. Really a very good looking watch. Well, Lume is excellent on the root beer version. Obviously, there's some alternating Lume on here on the indices as well. That looks really cool. And then you have a large area, that whole green area, which is fully Lume. So obviously a lot more Lume on the Dr. Pepper version. On the A&W, there's a lot of Lume as well. The whole entire bezel, all the indices, they are all lumed and very liberally applied with Lume. All of the hands are lumed. The seconds hands are lumed as well. So a lot of Lume going into these watches. By the way, these are also American assembled. They're regulated here in the United States by Jack Mason. So I think they get it to as close to plus or minus 0 seconds per day as they can, which is pretty awesome. These are accurate. They're reliable, they're good looking, they have the scratch resistance, they get 200 meters of water resistance. So these are spec monsters, and they are priced really well, considering that these are also a collaboration with a major brand like A&W and Dr. Pepper. These are priced at $1,199, limited to 200 pieces for that A&W root beer and 230 pieces for the Dr. Pepper. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments section below. Previous versions, previous collaborations that they have done have sold out very, very quickly. I would imagine these will sell out very quickly as well. So if you want one, definitely jump on them as quickly as possible. They are available August 29th at 10 a.m., I believe. Texas-based brand. I'm not sure if it's Texas time or New York time, but just pay attention to their website, and you definitely will need to jump on these as quickly as possible. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think down in the comment section below. What do you think of these collaborations? What do you think of the A&W root beer? Because that is technically a whole new collaboration. And what do you think of the new Dr. Pepper? I want to hear from you guys. I will put a link to these watches down in the description below. Definitely check it out if you are interested. Anyway, guys, that is really it. Thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. And I will catch you guys in the next video.